we soft to speak, but every time we grow, expand, and relax. So grab a drink. I have a Pepsi, 0 sugar. I was gonna make some tea for this episode. You know, sipping on the tea while we talk about receiving hate and haters. But, you know, I'm gonna be sipping on a Pepsi 0 sugar instead. It's a mini one. I'm just in the mood. For carbonation. I should probably switch to teas to make me more calm and present, make it more of a vibe. But let's open this Pepsi. Pause this audio, pause this video, wherever you're listening. Go grab a drink, okay? Because today we are going to be talking about haters. What it's like to receive hate, how to deal with receiving hate, and yeah, episode 13, all about hate. So, grab your drink. I'm gonna open mine. Alright, I'm gonna take a sip. Wow, really good. Wow, that's really good. It acts like I've never had it before. Okay. So, buckle up. Let's talk about something that is a great topic. How to deal with it, because, you know, it's all different. Hate in many forms. Whether it's online hate, in-person hate over just different beliefs, or hate over the way you look, or just receiving hate. Recently I've been going live on TikTok and growing on TikTok as well, like growing the audience, which with that does come more hate. You know, I never really received too much hate when it comes to my YouTube channel, or because it's like a small channel, but recently on TikTok there's been hate comments. There's been people that show up in my live that tell me to get a life. What are you doing? ASMR, your whisper is so irritating. I hate ASMR. Your forehead's big. You fix your eyelashes. Just God knows what. And I know that's like very not that big of a deal, but it's still hate, and I either get affected or I respond consciously, or I don't respond. But it's not just that. It's not just you know, I've dealt with hate in my life in general. Hate over my beliefs, hate over even being spiritual and too positive, hate over the way I look, my old underbite, I got it fixed. Hate over being, you know, too boring, too much of this, too much of that. Physical looks, personality, blah blah blah, list goes on. And today we're going to be talking about how to receive hate. I've been very passionate about this because it's something that I've been dealing with recently as I get more hate as the TikTok grows. But not gonna lie, it never affects me. And I actually view it as an opportunity. So let's talk about it. Used to affect me. Of course, I would get, you know, fight or flight response, blood would boil, get angry, frustrated, or sad, you know, react, take it to heart. But I've learned so many concepts, I've practiced certain things in order to deal with this hate. And let's talk about it. Anytime I say, if you've been on my TikTok live and there's been a hater, and someone that wants to bring bad vibes, I always say this quote by Buddha: anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Anger, also known as hate. Anger, hate, you know, madness. Hate is drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. I always say when people hate, they're stressing themselves out. Stress is the number one cause of disease. Low energy, negative energy. Hate is a form of underlying disease. It can be. And when people hate and they live in that stress response, when they're reactive to the world, too sensitive to the world, when they hate and they spread hate and get it off hate you. Maybe, but life is a mirror, and we'll talk about it in a moment, but you can't give something that you don't have. So I always take this into consideration. Their anger and their frustration, the amount of energy that takes out of their life force, is going to be karmic. It's not my responsibility to diffuse their fire or stoop down to their level or to take it to heart as well, because life is a simple reflection. What you give is only because you have it. What you give is what you receive. I allow their karma to exist, and I send love and light on the way. But let's talk about life is a mirror, because I could sit right here and say don't waste your energy, because they're just, we all say the same thing, like it's a waste of their energy, don't take it personal, they're feeding into your algorithm, or but at the end of the day, really knowing that they cannot give what they don't have, knowing that deeply within your heart, makes you realize that it has nothing to do with you, but everything to do with themselves. And with that amount of stress that they're using from their life force and their energy, anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. They're drinking their own poison the more and more that they hate. Whether it's they receive the karma, or whether it's they are in this fight or flight constantly, they're giving to themselves what they give to you. So when you hate, you are giving hate to yourself. Life is a mirror. Let's talk about it. When you really notice that, you'll understand that it is never personal. So I talk about this so many times in my episode of beliefs, in my episode of law of attraction, specifically beliefs, like your life is a mirror of your inner wounds, your inner beliefs, your inner dialogue. And I notice this within myself as well so many times. When I am frustrated at myself for not getting, it's usually I get frustrated at myself when I don't get things done on my to-do list, and I feel disappointed in myself. I find that I'm more reactive to the world. I get mad when I see other people doing this stuff, and I feel more judgmental. I feel more just reactive in general. I mean, we're all human. I never show it or give it or say it, or because I know that it has everything to do with me. My grumpy moods all stem back to I am frustrated at myself. It's not you, it's me. When we feel insecure, we hate the world, hate people that are doing good, or that's kind of extreme, but we feel jealous, we feel envy. In that frustration, we get reactive to the world, not because of the world itself, but because of the way that we are feeling towards ourselves, the way that we are experiencing ourselves. We are reflecting back what we hold within. Life is reflecting back what is happening within. If someone's in a bad mood at a restaurant, or negative energy, there must be something that they are dealing with within themselves, because they are giving what they are holding. You can only operate on the level of consciousness that you are at, and everyone at the end of the day is trying their absolute best that they can at the level of consciousness that they are on and operating in. So actually, you can go look at my beliefs episode, but the one episode that I would highly, absolutely recommend. Oh no, I talked about this in my okay. The episode I recommend is How to Find True Peace, the ultimate guide to peace. The ultimate guide to peace will give you the answers on what it's like to on how to deal with hate, how to deal with people. There was a law in that episode that I gave, that you have to believe that people are trying the best that they can at the level that they are on. So if someone is rude and judgmental and hating, send love and light. Let them be on their way at their level of consciousness, which you might be on a higher level of consciousness, but by stooping down to their level, you bring yourself down to the level of consciousness that they are on. When you react, when you let it be personal, when you react is the key word here. When you react to them, you get on the level that they are on, because people can only bring you down or bring you up to the level that they are on. If I sit here and try to, bring you down and say you're not worthy, or, judge you, it's because I'm trying to bring you down to the vibration that I am operating at, pulling you down. And when you get affected and, take it to heart, you can start to feel their vibration lower. That's what reactivity is. You allowed their energy that they are operating in, which is drinking poison and, that stress that causes disease. You are allowing that energy to bring you to that energy as well. If I send love, if I send light, and if I am a positive person who wants to help people, sorry for the throat noises, it's Pepsi. If I am trying to bring you up and send good vibes, compliments, it's because I'm trying to pull you up. And if you resonate with that, you are already up there. We cannot give what we don't have. We can only give what we have. So by giving hate, it's because you hold it within you. And it's not a personal thing. It's just a reflection, and knowing that, you start to feel a little compassion for the person that's hurting, because clearly they are insecure and projecting so that they don't feel lonely. When you feel lonely at the bottom, you can try to bring people to the level that you're on down there, so that you can have not a trauma bond, but a way to bond in that negativity, to not feel so lonely. And understanding this, when people hate you or they send all this hate, they're obviously insecure about something. Now, the goal though in this is not to you're so insecure, get a life yourself, what are you doing, telling me to get, the goal is not to stoop down and to react out of anger and point out you're so insecure, because you're just operating on a lower vibration as well. The goal is to rise above it and send love and send light and hold space. That can be hard, and I talk about it in The Ultimate Guide to Peace. I love that episode. It's everything that I'm for is within that episode, so I do recommend that. And it's kind of like forgiveness in a way. It's the hardest thing to do when someone is hating you, to hold space and be love and light, and even genuinely give them love and light. It's tough when you see that they are just being childish, or see them in their reactivity. As an empath especially, it's hard not to take it to heart and get on that level with them. But the real goal is to understand deeply that they are hurting, they are lonely, they only want attention and reactivity. They want you to react. That's their goal, so that they can feel heard. And sometimes in their personal life, the only way that they feel heard is by stirring the pot, by starting drama, which is a thing that will eventually cause diseases. You don't live a long life in the energy of hate. You live a long life in the energy of love, and operating at that level, at a high consciousness level. So when you send love and light, instead of stooping down, you understand that, they might even find that they are embarrassed. Because when you react, you can't take back your reaction. You can't take back that moment of stooping down to their level. But when you respond and you stand in your ground, they might look in the mirror and find an embarrassment that their method of getting attention didn't work, which they then see the reflection of their inner wound. When you send love and light, they feel, and not all the time, but they can be unconscious where they don't recognize this, but when their method didn't work, they began to feel embarrassed. What am I a lot of us tend to focus more on the hate than all of the love, which is a problem as well. When we get so fixated on the little amount of hate, we need to also, take accountability for switching our focus, right? So yes, it is a way of handling the situation by responding consciously, not reacting. But at the same time, in our reactivity is where our own inner wounds can be. Like I said, life is a mirror, and it's mirroring back to you what you might hold within. So not only are they, projecting anger because they have that inner wound or that insecurity, so they project it so that they can, they're giving themselves hate because they have it, and they're just projecting constantly because of their mirror, that they hate life, they hate people, they can't let people do what they do because they hate themselves. So that's the reflection. But also, when we get affected by the hate, it is shining light on our own inner wounds as well. So we only get affected by what is unhealed or true within us. This mostly is the case for a lot of things. It might not be the case for some things, but for now I'm gonna say that it is, because it mostly is. So here's an example. If someone were to try to offend me, okay, this is like a stupid example, but if someone were to try to offend me by saying, "You're so tall, you're just like so ugly because of how tall you are," I'd laugh and I'd be like, "Good one." I wouldn't get affected because I'm 4'10", right? So by them trying to offend me by saying I'm so tall, I'm not gonna get affected because it's not true. Or they try to offend me by saying your hair is just so ugly blonde, so orange, so ugly. Like, if they try to somehow pull up this thing by saying wow, your hair is so blonde, it's so ugly, you sure about that? I'm just not gonna get affected because it's not true. So if someone tries to offend you and you actually feel reactive and you get offended and it hurts, it's because it can trigger something within us that is already there. And that is, that's the hard part, because that takes more effort and work from you rather than just, understanding deeply that they're just projecting. If it actually triggers us, there must be something within ourselves that, we have an inner wound. We feel as if it's true. Like someone saying that my forehead's big, great. I did not care, but I heard it multiple times, and I'm like, I found myself one day looking at my face and thinking, is my forehead big? That big? I mean, I know it's big, but wow, people are really commenting alien head, forehead. And I noticed myself thinking, getting swayed a little bit by, my forehead is kind of big. And I did not cry about it. I did not and it's okay if you do as well. You're allowed to feel the emotions of what it's like to receive hate. You don't always have to repress something that actually hurts. The goal here, and that I will talk about every single time I speak, feel your emotions. Allow yourself to really sit in the emotions, okay? Because if it does trigger us and we feel hurt by it, there must be something there. And when you're not healed or, fully confident within yourself, then it really can affect you. And I'm not saying I'm healed and confident, but I have adapted deeply. There's two sides of this. We can heal when we receive hate, or we can understand, oh wow, anger is like drinking poison and expecting me to die. You're stressing, you're affecting yourself and your energy. You're going to, receive karma, because life is a mirror, and what you give is what you receive. So have fun with that. I'm gonna send you on your way, sending love and light and healing your way. But it's not personal, and we can handle it that way and respond consciously. When I do believe that if you do get affected by it and feel hurt, deal with the emotion this is different because it's on TikTok Live, where thousands of people can be watching me. And if I receive hate and I react and I like actually get affected, and I maybe send hate back, let's say I did that and I reacted, I'm sitting there stooping down in front of thousands of people, which doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. And I know we're all human. It's okay if you do react. Like, we're all human. We have emotions. It's okay to feel. But in my belief, in that opportunity of receiving hate, I can either react or I can respond consciously. When I respond consciously, I affect thousands of people. When I react, I affect thousands of people. I show people how to respond to hate. I show people how to react to hate. So if I receive hate live and I react and get mad, I take it hard and I say F off, or I stoop down to their level, it shows other people, and I don't know who's watching me, they can be like, really inspired and taking my actions to heart, to their daily life. If I react that way, it teaches other people to react that way. Not that these are children watching me, that everyone's an adult and you hold responsibility for your own stuff. But if I respond consciously, which I do, because I know deeply that it's just a reflection, life is a mirror, and their stress is affecting them. Their stress is because they hold stress within them. I'm living my life, I'm vibing, I'm chilling. Like, I'm not going to allow one negative hate comment or a couple subtract all the love that there is and that I can receive. Not saying like I receive so much love, but in general, like, we tend to fixate, and in that moment I have the opportunity to inspire other people to respond to hate in a certain way, or I have the opportunity to inspire people to react when they receive hate. And I'm going to take the high road in responding and understanding that it is not personal. And I'm going to tell people that, if you receive hate, here is how to deal with it, and understand that you can't fight fire with fire, and to rise above and to stay in your high vibe. And, they can only give what they have, so it's not personal, right? They're only trying to bring you down to the level that they are on. Insecure. When you project insecurity, you're projecting what is within. So in that moment, I decide to use it as an opportunity to teach how to respond to hate, right? Now, this is different cases because people can receive hate right in front of you. Like, I mean, it's the same situation, in person versus live. Maybe I got affected by the hate and I still respond consciously, and when I get off the live when no one's watching, I'll deal with my emotions and I'll journal on it if the hate actually affects me. In Kabbalah, which is an ancient mysticism, Kabbalah is a ancient wisdom, it's a Jewish mysticism that I resonate a lot with. It's like really spiritual, but they say that when someone gives you hate, what they're really doing is giving you love. They're giving you an opportunity to expand your vessel. Your vessel is your ability to receive light from the Creator. So we're all vessels. God, universe, source is, the light that gives your goals, your relationships. And sometimes when we are a low vibe or overwhelmed, we don't have too much space in our vessel. When someone gives you hate, what they're really doing is giving you an opportunity to expand your vessel in the way that you deal and respond to that hate. Or they're giving you the opportunity to work on that wound. So if it hurts you, if the hate actually hurts, because it's true within yourself and you feel that way about yourself, they're shining light on the ability to deal with it so that more light can come into your life. I just listened, which is so appropriate for this episode today, I listened to an episode, the Weekly Energy Boost. It's about Kabbalah. It's my favorite podcast. Go check it out. But David the world, it's you and the Creator. Everything is you and the Creator. You and the Creator are the only things that exist. When you're talking to someone, you're talking to a mirror. When you are acting and talking to the world, you're talking to a mirror. When you speak hate, you don't make room for goodness because your energy flows where attention goes. When you live in that hate, you're talking to the universe, God, universe, source. Like, when you speak hate, you're demanding hate. So when someone speaks hate to you, the way that you respond, you're not responding to the person, you're responding to the light of the Creator, to God. Now, this is a deep concept and it's hard to articulate as well as like truly understand, but take it deeply in right now that no one else is here besides you and the Creator. No one else is here besides you and the Creator. You may speak to your mom, your friend, your grandmother, your boyfriend, girlfriend. You may be speaking to them, but you're not speaking to them. You're speaking to the light of the Creator. The way that they show up for you. You're constantly put through these things, how you're handling situations, consciously or unconsciously. When you stoop down and you give hate, that's how you're receiving and being and giving to the light of the Creator. So life is a mirror. When you give hate, you receive hate. When you give love, you receive love. When someone gives you hate and you give love, you gave yourself the opportunity to expand your vessel to receive, and it brings you closer to the light, and it also helps you receive your goals. That might sound crazy, right? But everything in every moment is a test on how we choose to respond. Do we stoop down or do we rise above? How do we handle this hate? And it's okay if it hurts. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel. But how do we move forward after we feel it? Do we sit in those emotions? Do we sit in that reactivity of the person hating? Or do we rise above? Do we learn to have a strong sense of self, which is the goal in all of this? To have a strong sense of self and worthiness, because when we don't, we reflect back the insecurity. So if it truly offends you, understand why it offends you. You know, you might have some beliefs around yourself. Like I said in episode 9, I talked about, like, you know, your beliefs about yourself are reflected back to you. So if you believe that you're ugly, you're gonna see people hating. If you believe that you're worthy and great and beautiful, you're gonna see people loving. Like, your life is reflected back to you as well. So not only are you a mirror and you're seeing, you know, life itself react to you, but when you see hate, understand that they're in their own parallel universe of that's their mirror as well, and it is not personal. Everyone is independently experiencing their own energy, and we can use it to grow. We can use other people's hate as an opportunity to inspire, to respond, to not react, but to respond consciously and grow our vessel to understand deeply that it is a reflection of themselves. We grow 1,000 times in our ability to respond to hate than our ability to respond to love. And although love is great, love is amazing, love is, you know, we can grow so much, but when we have that one hate, or, you know, many people hating, our ability to grow 10 times faster lies in our ability to respond to the hate. So, rise above, hold your light, send love and light. Go watch episode The Ultimate Guide to Peace in order to find peace in these situations. And yeah, and you know, once you send love and light, like I said, they'll probably feel more of their weight. You know, the embarrassment. When you want to be noticed so bad that you send hate and then you realize that they didn't even get affected. Mission not accomplished. It's embarrassing. And the impact will hit them in their face and they'll grow so much in that moment. Wish growth, wish love, and wish light. That is how we're going to change the world. Okay, this episode turned into how to change the world. But even if you get affected, let's say you get affected in front of other people, you can still respond consciously. So I wrote this in quote, if you feel affected, ready? Thank you for shining light on my shadow, or for giving me the opportunity to rise above and shine light on yours. So, you can handle in two ways. Thank you so much for shining light on something that I actually feel, I have an inner wound. I'm gonna work on it so that I'm not affected next time. And thank you for shining light on that so I can heal and grow and expand my vessel to evolve in this human life. So hate can trigger, right? Because we hold it within, because life's a mirror. Not only for them hating, but for ourselves. And thank you for shining light so that I can heal that, to continue growing. I appreciate it. Now you can move on with your way, with your life. Or we can say, thank you for giving me the opportunity to shine light on your shadow. I'm sending love and light your way. I know you're projecting, but it's okay. I'll hold space for you. And yeah, sending light your way. It's not personal. It's something that you're mirroring and projecting. So remember, anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Hate is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. I wish you well on your journey. No need to drink that poison. Breathe. It's okay. And it's not personal. But if it feels personal, there must be a wound. Thank you for shedding light on my wound so that I can heal and grow and receive more. You're in constant communication with the God, universe, source, the higher self, creator. Life is about how you respond, not about how you react. Thank you so much for being here with me for this episode. I am very passionate about it recently. If you have any questions or anything, comment down below. If you're watching this on YouTube, and if you're watching this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, don't forget to like. And I hope this helps you so much. You're so much more than the hate. Keep rising above. I love you so much. I'll see you